neighborhood.gov to learn more.
The Tucson Racket Club is your home away from home. Join us for world-class tennis, handball, racquetball, and the new rage, pickleball. Or try one of our 160 weekly group exercise classes. Want to swim laps or play with your family in the pool? Enjoy our 2 junior Olympic-sized pools and wading pool that are open year-round. Then round out the perfect day with a delicious meal at our restaurant or sports bar. All at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club, where Country Club Road ends and fitness begins.
We are joined by Timbo Gonzales. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to talk handball. You're looking at me like I'm kind of crazy. You're like, what are you going to ask me? What are we going to talk about? But I think a lot of people, we get to see a lot of you play, but we don't get to learn about you that much. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What makes you who you are?
Very outgoing. I love challenging. So I try to get into a lot of, activities and different sports, just to find competition. And I just love being active.
How did you get into handball?
My family was very involved in handball, so I was just always around it from a young age.
What was the first part of handball that you learned? Just the one wall, or how did you start out?
One wall. I learned the one wall first. My mom, she was actually a very good one wall player, and she started playing for recreation. So I would go, and then I had friends that would play one wall, so I would go down to the courts and hit the ball around for them. And instantly, I just got addicted, and I just wanted to play it every day.
I think it's really neat to see handball in different cities and how it is. Talk about handball and what it's like in New York.
Very aggressive, a lot of emotions, and it's big. Like, we have about a tournament every week or every other week, and the competition level just gets stronger each tournament. So, it's very competitive, and I think I love that part about the sport more, so that's what keeps me going.
You're also big on growing the sport. Talk about what you do for the youth.
Yes, I'm involved in a lot of clinics. I help out Red Bull. I throw junior clinics. I go anti-violence programs, drugs, and I just help out all the organizations when it comes to the youth. I try to get them involved, keep them in the right direction, so when they grow, they have a positive impact on their life.
So giving back, was that something that you just have always wanted to do, or was there something that happened that you knew that you wanted to give back?
Well, when I was growing up in the sport, a lot of people, they didn't really give back. I didn't see that. So I wanted to be different, I'm like, no matter, what's out there, you can still put a positive mindset on these children. So I always was like, if I give back, it doesn't matter, how many I save, but I can try to help, and that's what counts the most. So that's how I look at it.
Who was that person who did that for you?
I had one guy, his name was Webb. He was always, there for me, and he always guided me the right way, He was like, always, be positive all the time, always give it your all at everything you do, and, just have fun with it. So he was always there, very inspiring, and I was just, grateful. So it just helped me,
How has it changed for you now? You have a 4-year-old son. What does handball and this sport mean to you now with being a father and your lifestyle that you have to lead now with him versus how it was before him?
Oh, it's big, he's very active, so I love that about him, but he made me mature in a lot of ways, having a kid at a young age, you have to accept the responsibility, so it makes you grow up faster, You have to be there for him, you have to always, be active with him, keep him eating good, so I just try to live my life and, teach him the things that I didn't have, growing up, so that's how I live it.
What's been the hardest thing for you being a dad?
Hardest thing? I don't know, he's pretty easygoing, but I guess just, growing up, trying to get, you know, responsible fast. So I had to work on that quick, you know.
Do you have him playing handball much?
He hits the ball. He supports me at all my tournaments, so he's there at the big ones, and he's always like, "Come on, Dad, let's hit the ball. I want to warm you up," you know. So like me seeing that, you know, it motivates me. It shows me, you know. Sometimes he cheers for me while I'm playing, and like when I'm in the zone, I don't hear nothing but the ball, you know. And then when I hear that, it brings me to this different focus zone, and I just get happy, and then like I feel like, you know, nobody could beat me. So.
Last season, you had an injury, hurt your shoulder. How have you overcome that, and how are you looking this season?
Yeah, last year I had an injury, and it made me realize, you know, like you always have to be prepared and expect the unexpected. So, you know, I always work out, I train, so I eliminate, like, you know, the chances of me getting injured. But it happened, so it slowed me down. I had to take a break. You know, I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to, and I just had to rest. That was the only way it could heal. So I did that, and my game, you know, it went down. The first tournament I came back to, you know, I won, but I struggled. I barely pulled out the win. So I was just like, you know, I just have to take time off, let it heal. No matter how much I want to play, you know, I just have to really let it heal. So I did that, and then after a while, it got better. And then it took time to, you know, get back to the level I was playing at.
How are you as an injured person, though? Because everyone kind of takes it differently, knowing that they're going to be sitting for a while, not being.
Yeah.
If you do CrossFit and you bike and everything, I can only imagine how difficult that was to be grounded.
Yeah, it was frustrating, but you know, at the end of the day, I have to accept it. You know, things happen, and you just got to move on. So, like, I couldn't be as active as I wanted to, but I was still doing little activities here and there, you know, to just keep me in shape. So, but when you have an injury, you know, like on your shoulder, it eliminates, you know, your playing time, some of your CrossFit workouts. You miss it so much, so when you go back to it, you get happy, and then it's like brand new again. It's like a start. So that was the best thing about it.
Yeah, does it make you more excited for this season then?
Yeah, definitely.
Any big goals?
To win at this tournament, the small ball doubles. It's a big title, and I haven't won it yet. Also, the singles big ball, I got close. I lost in the tiebreaker, but you know, I view my mistakes, and I'm gonna try to change it up and change my game and see if it helps me this year.
Are there any players from the past that you look up to or that you've learned from?
I have about like 2 players, you know, that I really respect. Pee Wee Castro, you know, he was one of the great players that I used to always play, and he was a good friend of mine. I grew up, you know, just watching him. Also another guy, Dave Rojas, which, you know, he was a great mentor for a lot of people. Very smart, intelligent style of playing, and I always was good friends with him. So we always, you know, sit down, have talk about games, and you know, like he puts me on his intelligent level, and you know, he works with me on a few things and talk to me about strategies, and like those are things I enjoy the most and cherish.
This is a sport that you have to have a lot of passion for and put a lot of time into. Why do you choose handball? Why this over the CrossFit that you do and everything else?
Handball is just, it has a lot of varieties, you know, it's physical, it's mental, you know, it's a lot of, it has everything, you know, that I drive for, so it's just like the perfect fit for me.
And when you're teaching those younger kids and teaching those clinics, what are you telling them about the sport that will help them like it so much?
Oh, it just helps in everything, you know, it teaches you, like when I play handball, when I was growing up, I learned to cherish every point, you know, the game is not over until someone hits 21. So you can be losing by a lot, but you know, if you have the mental focus and the physical ability, you can come back and, you know, win a game. So I always tell them, you know, never give up. Handball shows you that, you know. I've been losing in tournaments by more than 15 points, and I have came back and won the game and won the tournament, you know. So it showed me that, you know, to never give up on anything you do. You know, always just focus and just be positive.
Does your mom watch you play now?
Yes, she does.
What does she say about the whole thing that you're still continuing in her kind of legacy a little bit?
It's just, she's amazed. Like sometimes she get emotional, you know, like I had won a tournament about a year ago that it was one of the biggest tournaments to me, and I had trouble winning due to conditioning, and I got that right. I started conditioning myself better, working out with my trainer, and it allowed me, you know, to overcome that and finally get that crown. And like the best part of it was just looking at her, and I just saw tears running down her eyes, and I was like, wow, that's an amazing feeling. It just helped me push and really get that last win on the finals. So that was amazing, you know, to see that.
Is that the one that kind of sticks out to you in your career of handball?
Yeah, definitely the most, yes.
Well, thank you so much for just seeing. I'm not that crazy. I don't ask too hard questions. I guess what's your favorite food since I asked Mondo it?
I like Italian food a lot.
Your pre-game ritual, Italian food?
IHOP.
That's actually not a good one to do. Spaghetti and meatballs is not going to have you moving
my son always wants to go there, so I got used to it already.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Good luck out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Whoa, 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 whoa. Can you feel the sun?
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
Hey, she took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Play your part in the circle of life. Take time to be a dad today. Visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
The Tucson Racket Club is your home away from home. Join us for world-class tennis, handball, racquetball, and the new rage, pickleball. Or try one of our 160 weekly group exercise classes. Want to swim laps or play with your family in the pool? Enjoy our 2 junior Olympic-sized pools and wading pool that are open year-round. Then round out the perfect day with a delicious meal at our restaurant or sports bar. All at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club, where Country Club Road ends and fitness begins.
Hi, I'm WPH Master Instructor David Fink, and today we're going to talk about the fly kill. The fly kill requires early recognition, moving forward, great footwork, swinging sidearm, and not swinging too hard. The best time to hit the fly kill is after you've hit a great serve and you see your opponent lunging for the return. He's probably going to flip one up in the front court, giving you an opportunity to take it out of the air with him 15 feet behind you. Transfer your momentum towards the front wall, let the ball drop. A lot of fly kill opportunities are going to hit the front wall, then the side wall. So what you're going to try and do is either hit it straight back down the side wall or into the corner. Remember, on the fly kill, you need early recognition, moving forward, swing sidearm, don't swing too hard, and hit the ball where your opponent isn't.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Get a remarkable clean with non-toxic and biodegradable Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. Safe for all washable surfaces, Simple Green can be used indoors and out. Keep your home and our world clean with Simple Green.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Back in Tucson, Arizona at the TRC for the Memorial. My name is Dave Vincent here on ESPN3, the Watch ESPN app. Dave Fink to my right side, Kara Mack out in the sidelines as we have the men's pro big ball doubles championship here on the show court with Rudy Cruz getting that $35 fine and his doubles partner, Shorty Ruiz in that $35 fine. You know, it's the battle of the beard. You can't tell who has the biggest one.
Right.
Santos and Sal Duenas will be teaming up, and Shorty Ruiz and his partner Timbo Gonzales.
Sal's already called his shot here, Dave. He is TOing this match, as you know, taking it over.
Sal Duenas on the left-hand side, actually serving on the left, and he'll try to stay there, knowing that his doubles partner is one of the best players on the planet. Sal's going to take this over.
Score is 0-0.
I know Sal doesn't like to talk about it on the air, Dave, but he's got a badly bruised right finger on his middle finger. He'll talk about it all day on text, but in front of the camera, he's very humble about it.
Right.
That's how he does it.
Very humble. He let everybody know about it.
You talked to Sal yesterday. He mentioned that Timbo's front court game is just better than anybody's in the sport.
Well, I have a feeling you'll see it for yourself.
So side out, it's point.
Just hasn't had that opportunity to dominate up front.
Point.
Just out in the lobby a few seconds ago, and Timothy Gonzales says to me, I sent you an interview of Mondo Ortiz just a few minutes ago that I performed, and you'll be really impressed. You need to put it on the air on ESPN. And I thought, you know, you're playing in your own final right now, sir. Shouldn't you be on the court? And he's, you know, they're so relaxed, Dave. You see some of these players, and you've been around pro sports and golf and tennis, and you know, you go to so many different baseball games in Pittsburgh and football and all that
30 seconds.
stuff. But these guys, they're joking and coming up to you talking about. I interviewed Mondo for the big match coming up.
Yeah.
I go, but you have your own big match.
20 seconds.
You know, I don't understand how you are so happy to tell me you sent me an interview of somebody else, as if that's more significant than what you're currently doing right now. And it was so. I had to come back here and check the broadcast schedule to see if he was actually playing next or if Mondo was playing next.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who made the broadcast schedule, and I should know better, but he fooled me. Again, that's what he does.
Unusual, Dave, to see a timeout so early in the game, really ever in a big ball game, but we just did have one. Sal Duenas, a big air there, but he clips the ceiling.
Somehow.
Replay,
and Dave, if someone could figure out how to hit that shot intentionally, I think they'd be automatically the best player to ever play. The front wall ceiling that drops straight down.
Serving 1.
Yeah, that.
I mean, guys can do everything with the ball. Why not that?
And when you try to do it, it always becomes the most dangerous
I figured
result.
you'd be the one to try it.
I have tried.
I'm not surprised.
And you're about
6 serving 1.
20% of the time can you even hit it. But, yeah, I have tried
That doesn't
times.
surprise me, only since it's you.
Point.
And Dave, Shorty just
looks flat.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it.
Timeout.
And another timeout. Dave, how is it that the small ball game that seems like there's so much intensity, these guys have their blinders on, their tunnel vision, it's so serious, and winning or losing is such a big deal. But yet in big ball, it's just kind of like you're playing for really the same championships, but everyone's so relaxed, and after the match, they're still relaxed, win or lose.
Well, that's
What's the difference?
That's the same question I just asked you, and you didn't even act like I was talking
No,
to
but you were talking about how these guys are filming interviews and whatnot before a match, and
how relaxed they are. I don't understand because, you know, now you can look at Emmett playing Sean last night. You see that tension. That was a semifinal match. And
well, it's like a war in there between two people.
Isn't this a war?
But it's not for some reason.
10 seconds.
I think it's just the laid-back style of the game of big ball, and I'd like to see Kara talk to some of the players to say, why isn't it more fiery than this? But
is it something about the actual game? The big ball game's a little slower. It doesn't require these hard
7
swings. I mean, I'm trying to put my finger on it because there's somebody that had never even seen handball would notice the difference instantly.
Yeah, but I played both of them, and I feel like when I'm playing big ball, it's much harder to keep up with the pace than it is in a small ball game.
8 serves 1.
In that sense of that ground and pound, and you're engaged. You're much more engaged in big ball playing doubles.
Side out,
and yet the emotion is the opposite emotion when you're in there. You're not.
Is it something about the culture of the game?
Maybe it is.
The players themselves, even the players that play small ball will have that intensity, and then they go to the big ball court and they become laid back, having fun.
Yeah, it's almost like you went to Barbados to play big ball, and then you're in Siberia, but not so cold.
Yeah.
9 serves 2.
Pretty cold in this broadcast booth, though.
It's frozen in here. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm wearing 3 vests.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, this is going to go way up there.
So point.
Why is
side
that the
out.
hardest shot for people to hit, the one that goes all the way up front like that? You don't see the pros being
3 serving 9.
perfect unless Killian Carroll's hitting it.
Right.
Then he is perfect up front.
Just talking to Killian Carroll outside, told me he practices that shot for 15 minutes a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he's in there for 2.5 hours, Dave. So, you know he's pretty much going to get every shot.
So side out, it's a point.
Juan Santos, an incredibly impressive young man, David. I know you're going
10
to talk
serving
about
3.
that here shortly. And Sal, that was a crazy shot there. He just avoids hitting Timbo on the way in, then hits Timbo's shoe just after the front wall.
11 serves 3.
Dave, you heard Timbo and Shorty talking about how they were brothers. They feel like they're brothers in there, but I don't know that there's going to be much brotherly love after this match if this continues in the same vein.
Oh, it's a point. 12 serving 3.
You know, these players, Dave, are professional athletes, and they do have sponsors. And if you're new to the sport of handball, a lot of these players are getting recognition.
13, serving 3.
And they have become sponsored because they're gentlemen. And some of the sponsors will even employ some of the players so they can play professional handball, but also work full-time. And I want to thank the Chavez family, A.W. Dye Engraving,
14,
and of course the Chavez family for giving time off to Juan Santos for playing these very important pro stops that he's been attending. They feel like they are one of the sponsors there. He runs the
14.
CNC machines and going to school full-time, Santiago Canyon College,
3 minutes.
where he's trying to become a mechanical engineer. And it all kind of goes hand in hand. But we see a lot of stuff like that happening throughout handball. And certainly it happens in Ireland as well with some of their top players. They'll have some of the sponsors give them these players a chance to work at their facilities, which is always nice. So that's a nice thing to have in your back pocket. But Juan Santos certainly is one of the sponsors. Another one of those members that's in that handball court right now, Sal Duenas, being sponsored by Edel Handball, and same as Juan Santos. Then you look over at Shorty Ruiz, and he's being sponsored. And then it's just so many great things going on here with the sport of handball as it's now hitting a kind of a positive trend. And these players, great camera work too. These players now being viewed on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Mondo Ortiz, who comes up right after this with Sean Lenning, is now being sponsored by Owen Gloves. And, of course, the LAAC, where Mondo Ortiz calls home. That'll be coming up. The main event with the Race for 8 professional men's finals, Sean Lenning and Armando Ortiz. Here, though, it's the men's pro big ball doubles finals with Shorty Ruiz and his partner Timothy Gonzales going up against Sal Duenas and Juan Santos. And you can see there's a lot of frustration, not only from Shorty Ruiz, but also his doubles partner, who went down the hallway kind of chirping just a little bit about how he's not happy with his role that he's playing in the court, feels that Shorty needs to move over and play the right side, and that certainly isn't happening at this moment. But there's a break in the action right now here in Tucson, Arizona, and we will be staying here during this
1 minute
break. 1 more minute is going to be put into effect as we have Marco Chavez going to put his headsets on. And Marcos, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about these players and the sponsors. Juan Santos works at EW Engraving and works on those CNC machines, and the Chavez family has helped him out. Of course, the business has helped him out, but not in a way that they're paying him to go. They're actually just giving him time off so he can go. A lot of businesses are helping out players that play handball by giving them opportunities that they might have to wait in line for it at another place, and then not have the flexibility of leaving to go to a handball tournament, where Juan Santos wants to become a mechanical engineer at Santiago College, Canyon College, and so there's opportunities, and handball really is a sport that just keeps giving back like that.
Yeah, I mean, let's just start off by saying, Juan has actually helped our company out a lot. So at the beginning, it was a process for him to come in and learn, the machines and stuff, but he caught on really quick. He's a smart kid, and when he had asked me if we can give him a job, and some employment, and I said, definitely, he's a nice guy, as all of us know, and he works just as hard at work as he does, on
Typical,
the court. Yeah.
Well, he didn't work hard about getting out of the way of that shot right there when he just got hit by the ball.
Check the ball, please.
Those are usually like breaks, lunch.
Yeah.
1 serving 0.
Talk about EW Dye Engraving.
Yeah, it's AW.
AW, sorry, okay. AW Dye Engraving. Now, you guys have, it's a family-owned business.
Correct,
right?
yeah.
I would say you're part owner, but probably branch manager in a lot of ways, because you're kind of running the operation. But I know you have your own title. But do you have a handball court at the actual facility in Southern California?
I do not.
I'm gonna call it over.
Who has a court is my uncle.
So,
He
okay.
runs.
One serving
my
zero.
uncle. He runs the same type of business, which is rotary dies that cut out labels, and printing companies print their labels and call us to make the dies to cut out the labels. So at his, I think we had a WPH event there. It was a 4-wall event, one of the first ones.
Serving zero.
And Samson won that. He beat me in the finals, and it was a good event. Really fun.
We need to do that again. These indoor events are fun.
They are, yeah.
For the big ball crowd.
And with these rally points and only having one court, I mean, we were able to finish the tournament in one day. So it was really eventful. We had Juan's father out there, you know, cooking and making the tacos, and he had other people there, you know, selling with vendors, drinks and things. It was a really good time, and I really would like to do it again.
Point.
But it's just kind of amazing how when I started playing 3-wall, there wasn't very much 4-wall in the game with the big ball, and it just seems like these guys, they do love playing, and Sal Duenas is the one that kind of got me into the game, and we would play small ball at the local LA Athletic Club, and then he would ask me if I play in big ball, and so from there I just kind of got addicted to the gambling a little bit.
Oh, replay the ball.
It was really a real good time.
It's 3 serving 1.
Now, you didn't get to see this first game where Timothy Gonzales and Shorty Ruiz did not win. It was all Sal Duenas really in game number 1. But you heard some of the complaints that Timbo had when he came off the court, because how can you not? You're standing right near him, and he makes sure everybody knows what's going on. I had the headset on, and I was unable to hear it. What was happening there that he was complaining about or explaining?
2 serving 3.
I think he's just a little frustrated
about his role on the court. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe
his partner not executing.
Yeah, not executing and things like that. But you know that happens. You know, so you know you're a little tired and you're not playing as good, and you know your partner might get a little upset.
But his partner, he was not engaged this morning at all, and you can see he's walking with his shoulders down here. Can a player just flip a switch and be engaged, or they just say, "I'm not happy and I don't want to play"? And
well, you got those players that they can't flip the switch, and if you don't try something else or maybe push yourself and get motivated. I mean, what I do, I start yelling at the refs and I get real upset and just try to get that motivation going and try to push myself. But let's see if Shorty can get his shots in like he did yesterday. He was playing really good yesterday.
Well, as soon as you see him starting to bounce around a little bit, you can see he's getting more engaged. And they're with that point there, now they're in the lead here at 6-2, and they seem to be rolling a little bit more. Rally scoring, you never know.
Yeah.
But
Serving 2.
I think as the points get on the scoreboard, you might get a little bit more engaged. Do you think that Sean Lenning, now as we turn and look at what happened last night in small ball, where he's really chippy to start the game and he's arguing with the ref before even the first serve, do you think that is something that he's doing, like you said, where you just start, you don't feel like you're really motivated, so you're trying to motivate yourself to get over the top? Do you think that's what Sean did last night?
I think he uses that. I noticed playing with him lately now, and I noticed like a couple little things bother him, but when you upset him, it's probably the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's kind of looking for. He's looking for a little fight, so it gives him a little.
He has struggled a lot with that over the years. Yeah, and he openly says that I don't know where to go to get it. You know, I don't. But then you see lately he's been really argumentative and trying to cause a stir, and you know, I think he's doing it because he says I need to find a way to break through this sort of. This relationship that I have with myself, which is very passive,
I seen a bounce.
And now he's becoming passive aggressive.
Yeah,
and he's saying, "Oh, that aggressive part, I perform better. I need to find a way to get into it."
Yeah,
what's that on the left front corner?
And it seems to be working really well. I mean, I know, I understand what you're saying. You know, before he was kind of timid on the court, just would play and wouldn't say much, and then kind of droop his shoulders and kind of just lose the game. But like you said, now he's kind of now. As you get older in your career, you start looking for things and you figure things out. So seems like that's working for him.
It's 4 serving 8.
But back to this one, 4-8 right now. You see Shorty Ruiz and Timothy Gonzales trying to keep that lead and take this to a tiebreaker.
Replay, screen ball.
Yeah, Sal Duenas is playing pretty good. I saw him playing against Luis Cordova the other day. I mean, he was diving, hitting balls that were past him to the back wall to reach the front. I mean, he was playing hard. He had a good crowd in one of those small courts, windows, and.
But I've watching all of these matches.
5,
he is
serving
one of the
8.
very best doubles big ball players because he takes control, and it seems like he knows exactly what he's trying to get you to do. Now, it doesn't translate for him in singles at this event, but he has been in the finals
6,
before.
serving 8.
Yeah.
But he's an excellent.
I think because he doesn't move as much, and
Replay the ball.
he doesn't have to move as much, so he doesn't have to be as aggressive, and that's kind of his style of play.
6, serving 8.
He's what how Sean used to be quiet on the court. He needs something to motivate him.
Shorty should put this away. Goes inside out, misses his shot.
Side out, it's a point.
And he got lucky there, bailed out by Juan Santos. Shorty not hitting the perfect shot
9,
here.
serving
Yeah,
6.
but even though he missed it, I mean, it's still hard to shoot in front of Timbo and expect to win a point.
Point.
Another point there for
Side
Santos
out.
Duenas and a side out.
Yeah, he needs to forget about that point and just try to get this ball back now.
Would you consider
7, serving 9.
taking Timothy and moving him over to the left and switching sides with Shorty Ruiz?
I don't think that would work here. It worked really well at Simple Green, and I think they were down 16-4 or something like that. And then
8, serving
they
9.
switched sides, and Timbo took control, playing great 3-wall.
But see what Shorty's doing back there on the left, and Timbo has to call a timeout because he's.
Yeah.
And I would expect Timbo to come into the area that we're at right now, and it should get loud in here. I mean,
Yeah, we should be able to hear his thoughts out loud.
Kind of surprised it hasn't happened yet because Shorty's sort of collapsing here, and Timbo has all of the drive in the world to want to carry this forward, but Shorty is just standing there on the court looking down as if he doesn't want to be on the court. If I were Timbo, I'm saying you're on the right side and I'm taking the left, just like Simple Green. I'm going to try to take this over, and let's get the ball out of the
30
hands
seconds.
He might want to
Sal
move
Duenas.
over. Yeah, he might want to move over to the center of the court.
Well, yeah, go.
Maybe fly some shots and get Sal moving because, Sal's not really good, in that front left corner. And if Santos has to move all the way over, it's going to leave open room on the right side, and he'll be able to move him around. So.
Yeah, that's another good point. Having Timothy Gonzales go out to the center of the court, stay up front, and just attack everything that comes across him might just be the way to do it.
Yeah, I think even if you told him, he probably wouldn't listen. And if he did listen to us, he would say it was his idea.
Well, he'd have to stop talking to listen to us. But if he went up front and tried to cut everything off and take control of this game, he could do it right now. He's sort of playing a tentative right where he's letting
Shorty do everything.
Yeah, and Shorty doesn't want to do anything. He's not really wanting to hit this ball.
See, he's too far over to the right.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's quick enough to go side to side. So that whole left corner's open
there
right
he's doing
there.
it. Maybe Tim can talk. He can talk and listen at the same time.
Wow, nice shot. That's Shorty's shot, his signature shot.
I think Timothy is like what my wife wishes I was.
10, serving 9.
And what's that?
Can talk and listen at the same time.
See, he's not good on that left. He has to stay up front.
He's good there,
There
though.
you go. See?
Point.
That's a good one.
Stay up front, stay in the center, attack, and just cut everything off.
It's 11, serving 9.
Take the game over, and that's exactly what he's done. 2 straight points now for Team Gonzalez.
No. Screen ball. Replay.
The referee wants to make sure that the
It's 11, serving 9.
70-year-old ladies in the cardio fitness room located 26 acres from here are able to hear that stoppage of play.
Point.
Nice.
Well played from Shorty Ruiz.
They just need to hang in there. It'd be a good tiebreaker
Ball,
if they
serving
keep
9.
this up. A good shot to let go. Very smart.
I like the no screen calls.
Well, I mean, big balls play like that.
I just like it, though. I
Yeah.
love the way it's played. Oof.
Oh, it's a point.
Terrible shank there from Juan Santos. See how I said that?
Yeah.
13, serving 9.
Ibanez, his nickname.
I said to him one time, why do they call you that? Does that mean skinny or something? He said, no, that's just some guy at my club. His name was Ibanez, and they said I look like him, so they called me Ibanez. That's probably the worst type of nickname you can get when you remind somebody of somebody
14,
else.
serving 9.
And that other person wasn't very good.
And ugly.
Take 3 minutes.
And it's going to go to the tiebreaker here.
Good game.
And I'm surprised after they took that timeout, Timothy Gonzales and Shorty Ruiz scored every single point. They scored 6 straight. We were tied at 9. Remember, they had that big 9-4 lead, and then it was a 5-point run for Sal Duenas and Juan Ibanez Santos. and then all of a sudden there was another 6-point run there after that timeout. So a smart timeout from Timothy Gonzales and proof that he can talk and listen at the same time. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Stick around here for game number 3 on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. You know, it seemed, before we leave though, I did want to bring this up. It seems to me that Shorty is acting like his girlfriend broke up with him. I mean, when you see him, he looks
he's
so
all curled
sad.
up.
Look at him. He looks so sad. Right here, he's seeing how, this is how big I feel.
It is
what
Sunday.
He's saying right now.
It's Sunday. He might be praying. He has his hands together slightly.
He has his hands. Yeah,
there
that's
you
true.
go. You see.
Does this count? Does this count for Sunday morning mass or?
For Shorty, yes, because this is as close as he gets to church, I think.
Well,
good guy though.
I'm just wondering what's going through his head here because he's not under the weather, but you see his partner over here talking to him about it. It's as if his heart was crushed earlier, but his girlfriend's sitting in the front row.
Mm-hmm. Smile with a big smile.
She's happy as all can be, and he's just in there, just kind of lost. Anyway, we're going to come back here in just a few minutes. We want you to stick close. We'll have more coverage of this handball in just a bit in Tucson, Arizona at the Memorial. Stick with us.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Get a remarkable clean with non-toxic and biodegradable Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. You can use it straight out of the bottle on tough grime or dilute the concentrated formula to make multiple bottles of daily cleaner. Safe for all washable surfaces, Simple Green can be used indoors and out. From kitchens and bathrooms to living and play areas, countertops and floors to furniture and clothing. Keep your home and our world clean with Simple Green.
Back at the tournament in Tucson here for game number 3. It's a tiebreaker going to 15. Sal Duenas serving, wearing the red shirt. His partner is Juan Santos. Santos looking for the slam here, Marco Chavez. And he gets that first slam into the left corner. And this is great celebration too, Marcos, as a lot of the players are coming along into the broadcast booth and taking their awards pictures with us as we broadcast on ESPN, and a lot of the junior players are coming into the broadcast booth. So that's been kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, a good group of juniors.
There was over 120 of the 200 participants in this event, 215 participants, 120 of them are under the age of 29, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I was thinking next year, at least one stop, we're going to have a tournament where we only track the players by their nicknames. We don't say their name, and if they don't have a nickname, we make a point for them.
Well, everyone here has a nickname, so.
Some of them we can't use.
We got Wizard here.
We have the Wiz serving. His doubles partner is a Banez. Then we have the Little Dragon, wearing all white right now. Very, very pure is the Little Dragon. Is it Little Dragon, Baby Dragon? Which one is it?
I think it's the Dragon.
Okay.
It's a point.
The young Dragon.
And then we have a Shorty. We have a Shorty. We have a Dragon. We have a Wizard. And then we have a Banez, who's named after another guy that wasn't very good at the same club that he grew up as because he looked like him.
We have a short dragon that looks like a wizard, but he might call him Ibanez.
Well, that's true.
It's a side out. It's a point.
And our referee has a whole bunch of nicknames, but
Oh.
we can't name those on the air, of course. Do you have a nickname, Marcos?
At the courts, they call me Chavez.
Look at this. This rally right here. 2 backhanded dives in 1 rally.
Check it.
That ball hits the Wizard on the way up.
Check it.
Yeah,
Check it.
It hit the Wizard, but he already knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. It's a weird thing here. You know, when we play Everything Counts in,
serving 4.
at home, when the ball hits you anywhere, it doesn't matter if it's the foot, you know, or going down, everything's played over.
Yeah.
This way there's no argument whether it's going to make it or not.
It's
actually pretty good. Keeps a lot of fights from happening.
I can't imagine there's any fights in this game.
Arguments.
I heard one time, and I would not confirm if it was actually this event, but I did hear one time they said it was so tough that there was a 9-year-old match going on, and they had a fist fight right on the court.
Oh, yeah,
2 9-year-olds. But let's go to Kara Mack, who's courtside right now here in Tucson. Kara.
Courtside with Dave Fink, who's watching this from the front row, expensive seats, as we called them yesterday. What are you witnessing out of this match?
Well, it was a really slow start for Shorty and Timbo. The first game was over in probably 4 or 5 minutes. It looked like the second game would probably be more of the same because Shorty just doesn't seem to be feeling it today for whatever reason, but they pulled through in that second game, and now it's been a couple of errors here from Shorty that's been the difference early in this tiebreaker.
Do you think part of it was maybe Shorty going through that loss earlier this morning?
Well, you know, Shorty just seems a little bit flat today for whatever reason. He played really well yesterday, and, you know, some days in handball you just don't have it. And, you know, now he's on the center stage and the cameras are on him and all eyes on him in the finals, and he's just not really having the energy that he did yesterday or on Friday. You know, he played in the qualifier, he qualified, he was in the main draw, he's been in the singles and doubles, so he's played a lot of handball, and maybe just caught up to him a little bit.
When I talked to Sal earlier today, when we talked about how Juan had also played in that match and then won that big ball championship, and he said he was going to take this game over. What do you think he's doing here, and what do you think Timbo is doing? Is he as well as knowing that he needs to take charge of this one?
Well, Sal's a one-man comedy show, so, I mean, he really has, though, been trying to take over in here. He's probably hit 80% of the shots, despite his partner being the best player on the court. I mean, he did win the singles, but Sal's playing well. He's got a great return of serve, and he's taking care of business on the left side.
Do you think that Timbo should take over that left side, or do you think that this is working what he's doing with Shorty right now?
Well, this is a strategy that's carried them to the finals, and I think Timbo is comfortable playing the right side. I think the right side is the power side in one wall, so I think he's used to being on the right, and Shorty's used to being on the left, so I don't see them changing at this point.
Thank you, Dave.
Sure.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Kara.
Yeah, it looks like Timbo's moved over to the left a little bit on some of those shots, and it's helped him out.
Side out. It's a point.
Much more engaged. So maybe the whole problem all along was Timbo was just being too tentative over on the right side.
He hangs out too much on the right.
I
And
think
do kind of the I
sometimes-
formation a little bit.
I think something like this is really good for Timbo in the four-wall court because now he can say, you know, I took charge and I stepped out, and maybe I need to be
5-76.
aggressive like this from the second I step onto the court, and don't rely more on my doubles partner than I need to.
Well, yeah, he's a great four-wall player now, and understands the three-wall game, so he understands the angles. As before, he would just kind of stay to the right, wait for the balls to come out straight to him and re-kill. But, I mean, he has all the facets now in his game to be able to move around and read the ball, so as he is now. So. Shorty looks like he's a little charged up right now. And wow, Sal's missed 2 shots.
Point.
He's missed a back wall shot
ball,
that
please.
brought in Shorty and Timbo. So now this one here, so that's another
7
point.
serve 6.
Up 7-6.
I like how that ball checks like that. And it does it again.
Yeah, they're really working Sal in those corners, sealing shots, keeping them back, keeping it away from Juan Santos. They might have to do a switch here. There you go.
Point.
Timbo moves to the left, and it makes a kill down the left, and Sal's a little back, couldn't get it. So
It's 8 serving 6.
8-6.
Nice shot right
side
there.
out,
Wow.
point.
That's a great shot.
He saw that Timbo faded back just a little bit when he did that spike, and he had an open door. You'll see it on the replay here.
But Sal's the type
7
of player,
serves
even
8.
if you're in front of him, he'll shoot it.
Beautiful shot.
Side out, it's a point.
Well, this is a close one. This is what the fans want.
It's timeout.
Find myself watching these two players on the court here talking, and you can see Timothy Gonzales really trying to motivate his doubles partner here. And I've been on the court with and against Shorty Ruiz in big ball, and he has this sort of fun, loving attitude like you do in small ball and big ball, where you take it just very lighthearted, and you see that he's so overly confident, kind of a Sean Lenning, where you,
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Sean Lenning doesn't walk around with that confidence, but he plays like he has that
Yeah.
confidence, which really takes you out of your game. I mean, it's how am I going to beat a guy that's chuckling in between shots and acting like he hasn't even flipped the switch yet?
And nothing bothers him.
Yeah, nothing. But
20
here it's
seconds.
clear that something is bothering him, and he isn't. He doesn't have that swagger in that sense that he can take you out of your game just by smiling at you, and he hasn't smiled once. But yet they still find themselves in the lead. And,
Exactly.
and 6 more points, and they win this championship.
Well, Timbo's playing, like I said, he's moving to the left. He's making his shots, making Sal come up, and then maybe possibly passing him back. But mostly, Timbo kills, so that opens the back court. Juan Santos is in this game is basically
For looks?
He's just there for looks, yeah.
Because Juan could go play the left if he wanted to.
Oh
and
yeah,
probably
definitely.
dominate.
I mean, he's a great small ball player as well. Like we play at home, and I mean he's whipping the ball. And, I mean he has that whip that puts that ceiling ball to the corners. That's really good to have. So they can switch, and
that's a good shot there. Shorty's taking control of this rally right here. Look at those hands from Timothy Gonzales.
Yeah, he has great hands. Yeah, see, he needs to get over more.
Yeah.
He's giving him the whole court.
Watch how Timothy looks back here, and he
8:39.
actually does the right thing by going up front. He knows. See, he's like, I need to get up here. But
yeah, he needs to cover that whole front. I mean,
he already took away the corner kill, so you need to now migrate to the middle, right?
yeah. That's a tough shot. Sometimes Timbo needs to take that.
It doesn't matter who you are and what mood you're in. That's going to be a tough shot to get back no matter what.
It's 9 serving 9.
And we're all together at 9 here. And you saw Juan Santos becoming a little bit more aggressive in that last rally. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of that. How can the best player on the planet just be standing there?
It's a side out. It's a point.
I wonder when he's going to tell Sal, like, hey,
10-39.
we need to switch. Sal's looking a little tired right now.
Point.
Oh, man.
That's an amazing shot right there. Above the waist, over the top, flat rollout spike. And you're going to see Shorty Ruiz do it right here on this shot.
He tops it. Boom. Oh, that's a kind of a questionable call.
Skippy
yeah.
type shot. Nice shot from Sal Duenas. Sal's trying to make that ball drop right down the back wall, and Shorty almost did it himself.
Oh, replay the ball. It's a hinder ball.
Now we finally get to hear
Okay.
Shorty talk. I wasn't sure if
This-
he, I wasn't sure if he was
11-39.
able to talk, but
This might pump him up. 11-9, this is when he needs to wake up. Ah, tough shot.
yeah, not much you can do there.
Those ceilings to the corners are brutal in big ball.
Let's replay the bad bounce right here on the glass.
Ooh, ooh.
It fell straight down right here on the glass.
But
It's a
that's
bad
what
bounce.
big ball does. That ball
It's a
drops
replay.
straight down.
Replay. Bad bounce on the glass. It's 11, serving 9.
Do they have linesmen here?
They do, and the referee was informed that he doesn't, nobody calls the bad bounce. Replay, the referee doesn't call a bad bounce. He just allows the player themselves to call it, but they can't take the next shot. Nobody called it
Point.
on that floor except for the referee. So there's another $35 going into
12,
the Tahiti
79.
fund.
You guys still working for that, huh?
Oh.
Well,
Or did you guys go already?
Yeah.
And now
Over here with U.S. Open doubles pro
Point.
champion Mondo Ortiz.
we can
How do you
hear
feel this morning?
we can hear Timothy Gonzales talking through our headphones, and we're going to have an interview a little later on. We'll play that.
do we have a
It's
mic?
13, serving
Is he
9.
mic'd?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I was just
It'd
being
be pretty
reminded.
good to mic some of these players sometimes.
No, I don't know about that.
I mean,
We need
maybe
more-
Juan Santos or
Somebody that's going to heaven.
yeah, Sal
That's a
Duenas.
good rally there, and a slap on the ground is Juan Santos as he gets exploited. Watch this. Santos makes a good shot. Timothy Gonzales goes here.
14, serving 9.
Watch Shorty dive, lay
Wow.
out. Santos dive and just miss before crashing his shoulder into the right wall. Now it's going to get really chippy.
Shorty feeling the end of this match. He wants to get out of there, I think.
Oh, and there it is.
15.
Sal Duenas
Wow.
hits that ball into the ground, and winning does Shorty Ruiz and Juan Santos. Excuse me, Shorty Ruiz and Timothy Gonzales. Juan Santos and Sal Duenas exit the court as losers here, taking second place at this memorial stop in Tucson, Arizona. Now kind of becoming the tournament that features junior players, big ball, and small ball. And I'm just kind of wondering what will be next year. But you've seen this tournament throughout the years kind of mold into this.
Yes.
Because you've seen the progression of how this has come. It's not like the U.S. Open. It's almost completely different.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, been doing the crossover thing where these guys are not timid to play in the four wall, and it's a little different. So it's nice to see these big ball players now playing small ball. So it'll bring a lot to the community and into the game. So.
Yeah, thinking about here at the facility about putting up those portable type courts that they have at the U.S. Open and making this event a little bit bigger. This has been something that's been kind of talked about, and maybe in the near future something like that could happen here in Tucson with one wall. But let's go to Kara Mack, who's courtside right now with the winners of this big ball pro doubles event, Timothy Gonzales and Shorty Ruiz. Kara.
We presented them with their medals already. What does it feel like to come back and win that one?
Oh man, it feels great, you know. My partner was a little upset at me. I came late before the match, you know, that was my fault. And he stayed with me, you know. I didn't get mad at him, you know. I told him sorry. make it up in the game. And he just stuck with me, and we got it together and brought out the W.
What does that do for your relationship as just friends and also there on the court to be able to come through that?
Well, it just shows how much respect we have for each other. Just willing just to let it go and play, you know.
Sal and Juan are very dominant out there in doubles. Can you talk about how you came through, what your strategy was to beat them?
They're excellent doubles players, you know, but Shorty has a very, very, you know, strong ceiling shot. So when I tell him use that, you know, it helps me get more court control in the front. I can't let Santos stay in the front. He'll dominate. He has really good side front shots, so I have to try to beat him to it, you know. So I tell Shorty, you know, keep them in the back, and I have the front in case they try to, you know, go for a kill. I'm there to get it and re-kill.
What about you, for you, Shorty? What are your goals going into a match like this?
Just keep the ball away from them. Have them thinking all the time, the same different shots and all that, you know. Can't give them the same shot because then they get used to it and comfortable. We'll be in a problem.
After your match earlier today, coming in with a little revenge at all?
A little bit, you know, couldn't let them slam you, so I had to try a little harder.
What are your goals for the next ones to come?
Just keep playing together, you know, back each other up. We're like a brother, like I said. We already built that bond. We're comfortable with one another, and just keep playing hard, you know. I feel like we're like the most underrated team, but we're the biggest threat. So, you know, that falls into category, and I like that. I like it.
Shorty, what do you think you learned most about this last match and what you're going to take away from it?
You know, he's in the front. I kept shooting in front of him, so I had to change the ball around up in the air.
All right, thank you so much, you guys. Congratulations. Yeah, back to you.
You know, thank you, Kara. You know, Kara, stay with me for a second here. I did not realize Timothy showed up late to the courts. We didn't delay the match. It started exactly on time. Kara, is there like a precedence that's been set where these players have to be here exactly at a certain time? I mean, the match wasn't delayed at all.
Match show wasn't delayed. He was the last one on the court, but I didn't notice anything as well. I just thought he was the last one on the court, and everyone else was, you know, we saw that Shorty had played earlier, Juan had played earlier, so I didn't notice a big deal being made that he was not on the court.
I mean, he wasn't Luis Moreno late. He was late. He showed up on time, but okay.
I have him right here. We can ask.
Yeah, let's ask him. I want to know.
Right. So, Timbo, quick question for you. You're talking about how being late kind of put things on the edge there. Did you feel that really set you guys back? And was there something about you being late that upset Shorty in particular?
Yeah, it had him upset. I just figured, like, you know, if I just try to tell him, you know, I apologize for me being late, you know, just keep it together for me, and he listened, so it helped, you know. It helped me stay focused because I was a little upset at myself for being late. But since he got it together, it drives me, you know, to play better and help him more.
I guess we all just didn't notice that you really showed up that late because it happens all the time and things don't start sometimes right when we're expected to. Do you guys have a warm-up plan? Do you have a conversation plan before you step out there?
I didn't even get to warm up. That's what he was most upset about. So when we was losing in the first game, he called the timeout and he's like, go warm up. You have to warm up. So right then and there, you know, like that was a sign. I already knew, like, you know, he was upset at me. So I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna listen to what he says so he can be comfortable and, you know, say, you know, he's trying to make up for what he did.
And obviously it worked, so you're going to show up late next time.
Yeah, next time I'll be an hour early.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thanks,
There you
Kara.
go, Dave.
I guess that kind of explains it a little bit more now, knowing that he didn't get that warm-up. But, you know, another thing that's interesting, and you might remember this from years back, Shorty had a partner in doubles that showed up late one year. And he had to walk right on the court, you know, almost in street clothes to play before a forfeit. And that was with John Iglesias. And that was in a final of one of these events here, maybe 2010 or 2009, something like that. So he does have a history of finding doubles partners that are late. And I think the frustration comes from looking back at those of you who are saying, hey, we were the best team. We lost back then because of that late arrival. And now I'm seeing it happen again. This cannot happen to me every single time I play in this event.
Yeah, you have to be there. You have to be there.
Yeah, right?
It's just, I think it was the same with Flash and I when he was about 30 minutes late.
Right.
But you know, it wears on your partner and it gets them thinking like, where's your partner at? And, you know, and then your mind's not set on the game. So you go in. So that was a good thing that they did. He calls a timeout before, after the first point, lets him warm up. And
that's why Dave actually brought up, you know, that's kind of weird after 1 point having a timeout like that. We didn't know what was going on. The fact they called that timeout after 1 point was because Timbo showed up late to the courts, walked right in, didn't even hit one ball, and they called the first point. They called the timeout so Timbo can go warm up. And I think that is actually a smart thing to do. They probably wouldn't have called their timeouts anyway. We're going to take a break. We have the men's finals coming up next, less than 5 minutes. We'll be back here on ESPN3, the Watch ESPN app, as we give you the men's pro race for 8 finals between Sean Lenning and Mondo Ortiz right around the corner. But before that happens, once again, congratulations to Timothy Gonzales, his doubles partner, Shorty Ruiz. They win the pro big ball doubles event here at the Tucson Memorial. We'll be back in just a bit. Stick around here on ESPN3.com.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the Forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.